What a wild ride we've been having lately with civil unrest, natural disasters, earthquake, fire, flood, you name it, hurricane, tornadoes. If only there was a product out there that could keep you alert up to all those things going on, where you could tap into shortwave radio, you could tap into FM and AM and listen to all of the National Weather Service updates and alerts. Yes, there is such a product, and this is it right here. This is from Practical Survival. I've done other videos about other products from this company in the past. Great little company, by the way, for all of you preppers out there, or even non-preppers that are just looking for something, bring one to work with you, especially if you work in a corporate environment. Just leave it in your desk. Easy to power. I'll show you that in a second. Keep one in your car. Same kind of vibe. You never know when you might be in the middle of some kind of civil unrest and you just need to get out of an area. Just have your get home bag ready, just so that you can make it home from wherever you were traveling from. Freeways in Los Angeles get shut down all the time. I don't know why these people, like, for media attention, I guess, but it's like, why ruin someone else's day because you're trying to make a statement? But oh my God, like, is there some other way that they can do this without blocking an entire freeway? But anyways, this might be something that you might want to have with you or on you in case you do need to leave your vehicle and you're like, okay, I need a radio. How am I going to do this? Well, it's got a clip, so you can clip it onto like something, belt buckle, whatever. You can always have it on you in case you need to be hands-free and you don't have a backpack on you for whatever reason or whatever. You kind of get the idea, but just something to have handy. So here's basically the front side of the box, just showing you all what's going on here. Right, take your screenshots, power bank, use it to keep other devices charged. Kind of get the idea. Compact, 7.7 inches long. It weighs about a pound, just about a pound. Bright light with white thing. We'll show you that in a second. I'll show you how to power that on. And then 7-channel weather band. You get AM and FM radio, and then you also get shortwave radio, which I'll show you all those functions in a second. And then here you have 4 ways to keep it charged. So you can recharge it with the rechargeable lithium battery. Can be charged by solar. There's a little solar panel there. I mean, that's for like an extended period, I guess. Then you've got a hand crank, which I'll show you in a second. Then you've got electricity, meaning they do give you the cable if you did have power from some other source. Like if you were stuck in a building, like in a corporate environment, and there's civil unrest going on outside your building, you could always plug this in using like a simple cell phone charger. Kind of get the idea. This is not any kind of USB-C or anything similar. This charger is kind of more akin to like those mini cameras. Remember those old school like mini cameras, portable cameras? So it's kind of unique. It's kind of like that. One note I have for this company is just make it a USB-C. I mean, that's current, that's modern. So yeah, just my note to the company would be make it a USB-C so it's not much easier. But anyways, here's the rest of the box. Here's the side of the box if you want to go ahead and see what that looks like. An American war veteran owned business. So that's kind of cool. Shout out to the veterans out there who kept this country free so that people like me could do these videos and not have to be, whatever the correct terminology is. I'll let you figure it out. But anyways, emergency SOS, camping and hiking. Like, what a great idea to bring with you camping. You never know. You could be camping in the woods and all of a sudden you smell smoke and it's like, whoa, where's it coming from? What's the story? At least you've got shortwave radio. You're able to listen to it at least. You can't talk back, but at least you can listen to it. And you'll know where that fire is so you can know which way to head out, especially if you're backpacking, that kind of vibe. Carry a light source. There you go. Electrical power information. You kind of get the idea of traveling. There you go. Here's the backside of water, which you're going to get a lot of information. So let's do this side of the box real quick. There's your radio specs. If you want to go ahead and take your screenshots, do whatever you got to do. There's your weather band certified ultra bright LED flashlight. I'll show you that in a second. And like I said before, tornadoes, thunderstorms, flood, earthquake, tsunami, amber alert. You never know what's going on. So good idea to just have one of these. There's the rest of that information. Then here you get the box contents. You do get the solar hand crank radio. You do get the instructional manual, which is right there. And then you also get a little charging cable. So it's kind of multi-function, multi-purpose. You can kind of use it for a variety of different situations that you might find yourself in. I've already gone ahead and pulled the battery cover off, and I'll show you that here in a second. Here's the antenna in its full glory. And then here's the owner's manual if you want to see what that's all about. So there's that multifunction emergency hand crank radio. You kind of get the idea. And you're going to go through, and there's going to be so much information in here that I'll let you figure out when you when you get yours. But yeah, so the basic functions of the radio, and obviously the time is off here. You can set the time to whatever time you're in or whatever. But the way it works is to turn it on is you just basically go on. There's FM.
A little warmer today than yesterday, but get ready because we're gonna have ourselves another heat wave.
There you go. And then there's the mode, right? So now I'm going to shortwave. I don't know, whatever channel you find. There's your weather band. There you go. So for Los Angeles, there's your water temperature. You kind of get the idea. There's another weather band. I guess there's your alternate, whatever that is. Then there's your AM. Right, which are pretty, and denial is the key word there, because denial ain't just a river in Egypt. But anyways, that's basically the functionality of the radio. I'll turn this off, and then you go back to the time, and then you kind of get a sense of what's going on there. The alert would be if you did get like a national, you kind of get a sense of what's going on there. All hazards weather radio. So if there was any kind of alert, it would definitely pop up there. If you're getting, when you're holding your cell phone, and you get that annoying buzzing noise that like there's a flash flood warning or that kind of thing, or there's an amber alert. That's what that light is. And there's also a sound that emits from there as well. Here's the LED light. The way you activate that is you just push that, right? And your light goes on. Pretty powerful, even for being, I'm in kind of mixed light here, daylight and light or whatever, but you kind of get the idea. The antenna is pretty cool. It's one of those, like telescoping antennas. So let me go ahead and put that back so you can kind of see that clicks into there. Then, as mentioned before, there's a little clip here. So it's kind of like a built-in carabiner. Use it if you can. If you can't, whatever, but it's also got this cool little handle you can hang on to. So here is the backside of water. It doesn't come with the batteries. You have to provide your own, like if you're going to use regular batteries. This one is the rechargeable battery, and that one, yes, is included. It is included with the radio. So you do get that rechargeable battery. What you'll need to do is you'll need to pull out that plastic tab. I did it once and I tried to put it back in there. Oh my God, what an interesting adventure. But anyways, this is the rechargeable battery. So this is what your charging cable charges, is the rechargeable battery. These you don't need to operate it, right? And if you didn't have batteries, or your batteries had been in there for too long, you didn't check them or whatever, and if these three AAAs go bad, right, AAA batteries, if these three AAAs go bad, you've always got the backup lithium rechargeable battery in there. So then the way you would get the power crank thing is, this is usually like this, right? So you pull this out, and basically doing this with one hand, because hey, you might be in that situation where you may need to do this with one hand. You just basically turn and crank it and just keep making your turns. I don't think it matters if you go left or right or left, but just make like your full turns here as you go through and just do your full rotations. But yeah, just keep cranking away, and you'll get X amount of life out of it. I think if you do like, let's say 20, 30 rotations, you should at least be able to get it on, to at least, that's what she said. But basically, you should be able to power on the radio, and don't worry about the time as much. I mean, unless you really want to sit through and go through, setting the time. I'm talking about if you did not have the batteries in there. Me personally, this is probably going to go into like a get home bag, that kind of a vibe. And I probably will put batteries in it, and I probably will check them at least once a year or whatever, make sure everything's going good. And then the power charging, let's get into all that stuff. So let me put this away. Let me just cozy this up real quick here. So the way all that works is, I believe it's the backside of water. Yeah, right here. Okay, so on the back of the unit, on this side, there's a little pull tab, right? And it kind of tells you the status, right? If the light's on, then like right now it's on, so that I've got like power going to it and that kind of a vibe. Let me turn something on. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see the light's on right now. We're good. Okay, but anyways, you kind of get the idea. And then let me shut that off real quick. Okay, and then basically what's going on there is there's your reset button. If you had to reset it for whatever reason, there's your S button. Here's a headphone jack. It does not come with headphones, but if you wanted to put headphones in there for quiet listening, maybe you are in a situation where you need to just be a little more clandestine and you want to listen to the alerts and all that stuff, that would be that headphone jack there. It's the, 1/8 inch, I think is the size. Then there is your charging. So there you go. So this end of the cable, right? The male end here would go into the female end there to charge up this rechargeable battery. This side here would be if you wanted to charge your cell phone and you had like a USB-C or whatever the case may be, you plug this end, right, into there, and then that goes out to your cell phone or whatever device you needed to charge that uses like a charging cable. You kind of get the idea. So pretty well designed. I like the ruggedness of it. I like these like enhanced corners, so to speak. This isn't a soft rubber on the end. It's more like a hard ABS plastic on the end. And then you do get like the little solar panel there, which is kind of cool. So if you are traveling or backpacking or whatever, you can just plant this thing in direct sunlight and just let the sun do its thing with the charging. The solar panel charges that blue rechargeable battery. Keep that in mind. And as mentioned before, you don't need these AAAs in here. Like if you just solely want to rely on solar charging, or you solely want to rely on the charging cable and then charging up the rechargeable lithium ion battery, you do not need these 3 AAAs at all. It's good to have them just as backup because you never know if you might be indoors and maybe get tired of cranking the crank. But for being a survival EDC type way of knowing what's going on in the world, especially with weather, with thunderstorms, hurricanes, even just people that live in that part of the country where you are going to get thunderstorms and hurricanes and tornadoes and any of that kind of stuff, this is just a cool device to just have that at your fingertips. Literally weighs about a pound. I would say that's pretty accurate. And then also you've got that different ways of charging it up, which is kind of cool, different power sources. So anyways, I will put a link to this down there below in the description, also in the comments section. I'll also put it on my Amazon storefront. I am the Old Coot, and I'll catch you all in the next exciting video.